Live, here we are. In what feels like forever. Oh, man. So, Melissa, you and I tried to do a captain's log like a week and a half ago-ish now. And it didn't work. My laptop is now like 4 or 5 years old now. So it's at that point where like the planned obsolescence is like starting to kick in. Right. Like it can still work. It functions. It's fine. But I thought it could at least do an audio podcast. But apparently it can't.
No,
it's
none.
so old that it was just like, oh, God, no, what are you making me do? I can't do this.
Instead, you and I have had the longest conversation we've ever had that has not been podcasted by accident.
Basically, yeah. It recorded like the first like 13 minutes of it and was just like, well, I'm done. We're going to stop there. So, oh, well, here we are. Finally, it's the middle of April now. It's April 13th. It's been like a good 3 weeks since we've had a captain's log.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here indeed. If you guys didn't know, welcome to number 184 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. I don't know why I said if you didn't know. I guess sometimes I do that for the review show. But
I hope the audience knows they're welcome. I would hate for the audience to listen to all these episodes and start with you saying welcome, and then there's one episode where you don't say it and you just say, this is the Captain's Log, and they don't know.
This is the Captain's Log and podcast.
They're like, was I welcomed there? I'm like a vampire. You have to invite me in.
Yeah. My name is Kyle Springer, and I, of course, am joined by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, how are you?
I'm doing fine. It's a big wet day outside, so I hope the storms don't mess with our connection.
Hopefully not. It's not. It's bright and sunny out here where I am. It feels wonderful. But we had. I guess it was yesterday. I think that it was really, really windy yesterday, and it was like, it's probably not gonna happen, but could be a tornado warning coming in here. So
we had one this morning. It was very, very dark outside at like 10 a.m.
We must have given it to you.
Wild. Oklahoma shares.
Yeah. I'm out in Oklahoma now.
You are Hurricane Alley.
Hurricane Alley, indeed. It was really funny because within the first week that I moved out here, Richmond, Virginia had a tornado warning. I've never been in one in my entire life. And so the fact that the first week that I move here, they get one out there on the East Coast is kind of wild.
Wow.
So, I was like, I swear, I didn't send it. It's not me.
This is a gift from my new home to you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Looks like we are having a little bit of connection issues. Hopefully they don't last. They've been going in and out here, but we will keep trucking along. I moved halfway across the country. The move was good. In our conversation like a week and a half ago, I was like, hey, I bought myself a first class ticket to go out here. Never had that experience in my life. I won't go into the like minute details that we did in our previous recording, but I will say, if nothing else, it was great to get off the plane so fast and be like the second person off of the plane. Like that by itself almost made it worth it, just to like not have to wait for 30 rows to stand up and get their bag and try to remember what thing they put their baggage in. And the whole thing is a mess, but that's that. I'm here. I've gotten most of my podcast room set up now. This was like the one thing that I made sure to like put a lot of work into right away.
I don't know where any of my bowls are. I've not found a comb, but the Mask of the Phantasm poster, it's up here.
Yep, it's up here. Yeah, so behind me, I guess my left is Spider-Man Miles Morales, which was previously not seen on the podcast room. That was in my
never
bedroom.
Before seen.
Yeah, never
an all-new reveal.
But we do, on my right, have Batman Mask of the Phantasm, which was up there in the last podcast room. And then I guess this side, you can kind of see the Akira poster there. And then I got my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles poster up here on that side, which is off camera. But
I have to say that once more, we are unable to see the neon sign with the Whatnauts logo on it.
So right now it's on the floor back here. My unfortunate problem with that, as cool as it is, I would love to have this up. Like, I thought about like right above my head, like
right, it floats over your head like a halo,
right, and just says the Whatnauts, which would be kind of cool. But unfortunately, it flickers at a certain frequency that is different from the rest of my lights. So, I mean, I still have very, very minor flicker problems on camera. It's the whole thing of like lights actually flicker, they're not on steadily, and you can tune your camera to like compensate or like match it so it won't do all that stuff. So I kind of have it set for everything else in the room, but the Whatnot sign doesn't match that for some reason. And so it makes the thing flicker. Like, I can kind of turn it on here. Let's see. That's not the right remote. Where's the right remote? Oh, it's not in here. I don't have it with me. But there'd just be like a rolling black, like dark spot on the screen.
Gotcha.
Do all of that stuff. So unfortunately, haven't really figured out how to fix that yet. I've turned like the anti-flicker settings on my camera off and on and left and right, and I've changed this and I've changed that, and I've upped the brightness and down to this and all sorts of stuff, and I just cannot seem to get it to work and fit. So,
beans.
Unfortunate side effect of all of that, but we'll see. It might still make it in the shot somehow, some way. I'm thinking about putting it up on this wall, but I do have the Akira poster up there, so it might fit on this wall.
Right, put it where you can see it at least. Let it inspire you if it can't inspire the rest of us.
Indeed. But it's such a cool sign. I love it.
It's a very neat gift.
Indeed. Well, again, I won't go into detail, but a long time ago here on the podcast, Melissa, you brought up the movie Vivarium. I finally got to watch that, and that was a weird movie. Holy cow, that was wild.
I'm so happy you decided to talk about this a second time, because the people need to know.
Yeah,
I need it on record that a second person besides me has seen the film Vivarium.
Yes, indeed. I watched it as like the last night in Richmond with one of my roommates. We were just like, let's just find a random movie, eat some pizza. It'll be good. And yeah, that was weird. But we did a double feature. Immediately after watching that, we were like, let's like cleanse the palate with something a little more upbeat. So we watched Venom. And
a cleanser.
Again,
a chill, an after dinner mint.
We talked about that on the now missing Captain's Log that did not make it. That was good. That was fun. But that's kind of it from my end of the things that we kind of missed out on from not having from that lost one there. So I want to know, what's been up with you this week? What's been going on?
Severance just had its season finale.
I've been
the thrilling Apple TV Plus show.
About it on Twitter. Yeah.
I want you to get Apple TV Plus because I love Severance, and there's a lot of other stuff on there I found that could be great review show material.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, they had that that one show with God, why am I Castaway? Why am I just forgetting his name there? The one where
Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks,
America's Father, Mr. Thomas Hanks.
Yep. Indeed. Yeah, he's on some like sci-fi show in there.
I don't know if it's a show or a movie, but he does have a robot.
Okay. There is some other sci-fi show that I've heard interesting things about that's like, oh, these are based off of like real good books that you should probably know about.
Is it The Foundation?
Yes, that is it.
This, again, starring review show alums Lee Pace and Jared Harris.
Yeah. Indeed.
We get by on just one of those, but we're lucky enough to have two.
Love a good Jared Harris. It's a good one. Good one indeed.
Speaking of which, I've been watching a lot of Fringe to get ready for our into the month ongoing special over on Review Show. It feels good to sink back into Fringe, like a calming bath. He's in that. I didn't remember him being in that.
God, that was the first role that I saw him in anything, and he scared me when I was younger. Like the character that he plays is so mysterious and is almost like a Hannibal Lecter style character.
Yeah.
And at that point, I hadn't seen Silence of the Lambs. I didn't really know all that stuff. I have like a vivid memory of Blockbuster and seeing that, like I knew like what Silence of the Lambs was, but like, man, that just something about that role and how like mysterious he was in that role scared me when I was young. So good stuff though. Good stuff indeed.
Yeah,
well, I did
that's what I've been watching.
to go out to the movies this week.
Movies.
Yeah, I got to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once. Melissa.
I know.
Have you seen this yet?
It's on the docket. I will get to it in the coming like 2 weeks. I will get to it probably before the end of the month.
Melissa, do everything in your power to go watch this. It is phenomenal. It is so good. I loved it.
Okay. No, this is what I've heard from everybody.
It's so hard to explain what this movie is. But I saw a tweet. I don't remember who was tweeting it out. I think it was like a retweet that someone I follow retweeted. I know, something. They were like, between Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse, Uncut Gems, and this movie, these are 3 times that I felt like I have seen something brand new in cinema. I
was hoping you were going to tell me that this movie was somehow a combination of Into the Spider-Verse and Uncut Gems.
So here's what I will say without spoiling it, just to give you like a vibe of what I felt like the movie was a good mix of. It felt like it was a mix of Jet Li's The One, The Matrix, Scott Pilgrim, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Kill Bill, and I caught references to In the Mood for Love, which we covered on the review show. It feels just like this big mix of everything all at once, right? It just, and it's so wild. It feels like a movie that, like, I mean, you've seen like action movie sequences where something dangerous is coming or something, and a character will grab another one and like drag them out and just like, we need to run now, boom. Like that's what it feels like, where they grab hold of you and just run, and you are like whipped around left and right, up and down, all over the place.
I'd love that.
And then just sat back down at the end, and your hair's all blown back. You got whiplash.
Oh my gosh. I have soot on my face from something.
Yeah.
I didn't remember there being a fire.
You get taken on a journey, and it's great. It's phenomenal.
Good.
I loved it.
I'd love to be on a journey.
It's funnier than I expected. Like, this is absolutely a comedy on top of all of that.
Oh.
It's a multiverse story. It's a family story. It's kind of a romance mixed in there. It's a movie about opposing world values. There's so much, and it is incredible. So go see it as soon as you can. High praise.
I shall. I'll get to it. It'll happen.
Indeed,
now, what I want to ask you, movies are important to me, but so is the movie going experience. Did you like the theater you went to? Are you, because now that you live in a new city, are you on the lookout for a new home theater?
I am, yes, and I still don't really know like what's close or what the go-to is, or like, oh, don't go to that one because they don't have this certain type of candy, or do that. You know, but
zero mics, zero Ikes.
0 out of 10 for that theater. Yeah, no, I liked the theater we went to. It was kind of strange though because it was in a mall, and the mall was closed. But the theater was still open, so like you could get in to the mall, but the mall was empty. Like there wasn't anyone walking around. It felt like one of those like haunted liminal spaces where you're just like, I'm in the mall when it's closed. No one is here. This is weird.
So was this because you were after mall hours, or is this a theater, a mall? Okay, I know if this was a mall that generally was closed and had like 2 stores and 4 tumbleweeds in it,
which was strange because the movie started at 7:50, and so I guess the mall closed at 7, which seems early to me.
Yes, I've encountered this. They do. The last time I went to the mall, everything was shutting down at 7. Couldn't get me a pretzel.
Weird. But yeah, we got in there. It was one of the theaters with the like big reclining seats, and like it was super comfy. So that was fantastic. We got to reserve our seats. The theater wasn't full, but there was a good crowd. Of course, we're seeing this a little bit late. But yeah, we got our candy and our popcorn and our drinks, and it was good. I had a good experience. So,
I love the theater. I went to see, I think the last movie I went to see was The Batman, which was just like a month ago, but I already feel the craving in my soul to return to a theater.
There you go. The Batman will be on HBO Max April 18th. I heard that.
Oh,
recently.
Wow, so that's a very quick turnaround.
Yeah.
On a Monday.
They announced it a while back. Like, I think like right when the movie was coming out, they were just like, hey, in like 45 days, this will be out on HBO Max. So I don't know, but there you go. Yeah. Still
nice.
Need to go
helpful.
See Morbius. I know it's a train wreck, but I want to see the train wreck. I
understand
so bad.
I understand being I understand being invested in what Sony's doing over there, that you want to go see it for yourself.
Right? Just like, hey, what's going on over there? What are you guys thinking? Who's in charge here? No one? Okay.
I don't know a lot about it yet. Jared Harris is in that too. Worth the cost of admission every time.
Sure is. Yeah, I'm excited. I might I don't know if I will get to go see that one in theaters, who knows? But it is on my list of things that I really want to go see and do all of that stuff. So I am excited for that. But let's see. So yeah, I mean that was like the big thing this week that I did. I'm still like unpacking and stuff, but it like things have kind of slowed down enough that it was just like, babe, let's go on a date. And so I took my girlfriend. I was like, let's go see everything. I still can't get the name right. Everything, everywhere, all at once. There we go.
That's correct.
I was like, let's go do that. Let's go get some big old movie popcorn. It'll be
Oh,
good.
ooh,
So,
that sounds so nice.
mhm,
Good break from
indeed.
all this unpacking. It's
Yeah.
wild that you sent us a message some weeks ago that was like, okay, guys, I'm in Oklahoma. My stuff won't be here for like another week or 10 days or something.
Oh my
And
god.
then the
Yeah.
day you were supposed to get your pod of stuff, you texted us and said, it's here. I can't get the door open.
Yeah. So it got stuck and I couldn't open it. Something had like shifted and like fallen against the door that it like I couldn't move it. It like it was stuck. It was unlocked. The bolt was moved. Like by all means, I should have been able to just lift it up. And I'm trying with all my might to just lift this thing, and no luck whatsoever. But yeah, eventually they came and they fixed it. They opened it, which all they had to do was just push harder than I could. So, oh well, I'm a weakling. But yeah, got that. Been unpacking. But man, moving's expensive. It just all of the like the between the things you have to do. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to like either
Yeah.
hire movers or do the like pod thing that I did. So they just deliver it and I unload it and load it all myself. Or I rent a U-Haul and drive across the country. There's so many options, and that's all the stuff that like you're foreseeing that of like, hey, I'm gonna be buying boxes, I'm gonna be doing that. That stuff is expensive. And then just the things you don't anticipate on top of that, of like, oh, now that we're here, we need to buy this one thing. Like now that I'm here, oh, I see that this house, like we're gonna need a bookshelf in this spot here. Now I need to buy a new bookshelf, and now I need to do this, and then now I need to do that. And I need to buy this, and it's just like, man, I've been spending so much money. It's kind of wild.
I've never moved farther than 20 minutes at a time. And I've got my family to help me lift and carry things. My older brother is a power lifter. And once he chose that lifestyle, he recognized the role he played in everyone's life to help everyone move. He accepted it nobly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will go to a place and like you've got all your utensils, and then you'll realize I can't like fit all of these in a drawer. I need like a something on the counter. I need some sort of a utensil crock to put all of them in.
Yeah.
Right. Or you're like, I have paper towels. I don't have a paper towel holder. You forget tiny little things.
Yeah. Yeah. And that plus what like mixing my stuff with my girlfriend's stuff has been pretty easy. We're not like, but babe, I want this above the mantle. No, you can't put the big Digimon poster above the mantle. You can't. She actually does have a Digimon
good
poster. So, but no, like we've had to do all of that stuff, but then buying new stuff on top of that. Of like, okay, I didn't bring my plates because I couldn't really find them, and I really only had like 2 or 3, like not enough to like really justify like searching for them. They were somewhere in the house in one of the storage room things that I just, who knows what. But then she also has plates, and it's like, well, they're like a set of plates for one, so we kind of need more plates. But then so we bought more plates, but the plates we bought, like we kind of started building a theme of colors in the kitchen and stuff like that. And so the one we went with was actually just like the same amount of plates as the amount that she had previously, which is fine. But now we have like the ones that like match, and then the extra ones that like don't match now, which helps because then now we have like if we have a bunch of people here at the house, all that stuff. But then there's things you don't expect to buy too. Like we bought And this is not the thing that you don't expect. But we bought a dinner table. It was two benches. But then we bought, or I bought like a table, like runner, like
yes,
cloth thing. And it's just like, that's stuff you don't think of. Like when it just like to make it look and feel like people live here, and it's not just like a college kid's apartment. Right now, it feels like a home that we have. This like thing that my mom probably would have bought, or has like 6 of them somehow. Who knows? But it's been expensive. It's been good, and things are finally starting to slow down. So
nice.
It's good.
I'm proud of you. I'd love to hear about all these domestic hurdles you will go through as you continue to mature.
Figuring out how to like actually hang things on the wall and not just use the command strips. Realizing that the wall that we have, it's not stucco on the wall, but it is like a slight texture, so the command strips don't stick on that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we do actually have to like put holes in the wall, and we need a drill, and we need drill bits and stuff like that. So lots of stuff to deal with, but it's been good. It's been fun. On top of all of this, I know I've mentioned it once or twice before, but I'm now full time at my job.
Yeah.
So I have to do like I just picked all of my health insurance and benefits, and I had to do all the stuff with that. On top of that, we were hiring another person for our team, so I've had to be in all of the like the interviews for that. It's been so hectic nonstop for the past like month that I'm just like, when will it end, please? So, but hey, congratulations to you and I on the review show.
Yeah,
because we hit 200 episodes
Big.
on the review show.
A milestone.
Yeah, good on us for that. That's been a lot. We're approaching it here on this show. We're 184 in, so we don't have too much longer to go. But I say we take a quick break for housekeeping. Talk a little bit more about that 200th. We can talk some more once we get back about what we plan to do kind of the rest of the year on the Captain's Log. We need to remind ourselves of some things and then some more pop culture news that we have here about Spirit Halloween, the store, the movie. So we will take a quick break for housekeeping, and we'll be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/The Whatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and a thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/The Whatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you'd like to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we are back. A big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. We thank you a ton if you guys have chosen to give us your money. It means a lot. Thank you. But yeah, we hit 200 episodes on the review show. That's kind of wild. That's the most podcasting I've done with a single show, period.
Yeah. 200. That's twice as impressive as 100.
Sure is. That's almost 4 years worth of every like if you do one a week. I know we've skipped some weeks in there, but that's like almost enough to just be 4 years worth.
We've done like a bachelor's degree in reviewing things.
We sure have. And speaking of reviewing things, that's what we covered on episode 200. Melissa, tell us about review.
For the 200th episode of the review show, we watched the 2014 scripted series from Comedy Central called Review, where a fictional man named Forrest McNeil has a show within a show where he reviews life experiences that any audience member writes into him, and he needs to rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 stars. And he refuses to turn down anything anybody asks him. He feels a great duty to his job. He does not back down. So when they ask him to eat 15 pancakes and then get divorced and then eat 30 pancakes, he has to do it and then assign a star rating.
When he has to review road rage and get mad at someone, he has to do it. When he's asked to start a cult or murder someone, he has to do it. So, yeah, it was a fun show to watch. I found it on Paramount Plus. And I think, Melissa, you found it on the Comedy Central app. So there's a few places you can watch it there.
Check it out.
That was fun.
Very fun time. Many comedy crates in there.
Indeed. More bits of housekeeping. Crossplay is also back. There is a new podcast of that up on your feeds. In the coming weeks, we are going to be changing the recording date of that podcast. We've typically been recording that on Saturdays, which means that on Tuesdays is when the podcast goes live. But from here on out, we are now going to be recording, well, I guess except for this week. So in like 2 weeks here, we will be recording Crossplay on Tuesdays, which means that the podcast will be out to the public on Fridays. That's when Crossplay will hit your feeds, which is exciting stuff. And similarly, here on the Captain's Log, Wednesday night is going to be our new night, with the exception of next week. We record on Thursday next week, but going forward, Wednesday is our recording night, which means, what is that? Saturdays is when the podcast will be out to the public. I think that's right.
Sounds like it.
Because we used to record these on Friday, so we had Saturday, Sunday, and then they would be live for the public on Monday. So if we record these on Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday would be when these go live. So keep that in mind. But I believe that is about all the housekeeping that we have for right now. So Melissa, a while back here on the Captain's Log, I was like, yo, let's plan out all of their, just kind of like tentatively plan out some of the fun things that we'll do here on the Captain's Log. There was one thing that we had planned for, I think, this episode. We haven't gotten to yet. So I'm sure Melissa and I will talk about it directly after recording this, but we will get on that ASAP. Essentially, last year we did like a Kit Kat, like a Japanese Kit Kat taste test thing here on the podcast, and we wanted to do something similar like that this year when we decided our theme was going to be space food. This week I was like National Space Day and stuff like that. So or at least I think it was. I saw something about that.
Space Days every day. Your heart.
I think we planned that out, but who knows if we did? I can't remember. These podcasts are all a blur.
I think we penciled in mid-April for the eating things episode because that's when it was last year for Kit Kats.
Yeah.
Springtime when the Kit Kats come out and the Kit Kats blossom.
So I figured we'll buy all that stuff as soon as we can. We were gonna do like space food, all of the like dried space food, space ice cream, space snacks, all that stuff. I was gonna be in like my silver jacket, my NASA hat, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, since I have been moving and setting up all of my stuff, it's that has taken a back seat. I was gonna say taken a back burner. That's almost right. I guess you could say it has.
You can say that phrase. Typically, something is put upon a back burner and takes a back seat.
Right. It took a back burner and it's on the back seat. So
the back seat's on fire. Get out of the car.
But yeah, so that will be coming soon, I think. And then I know we have like our trivia night coming up down the road to exciting things to look forward to. I'm in a new space. I feel rejuvenated, right?
Good.
It's good. Good indeed. Melissa, talk to me about Spirit Halloween, the store, the movie. I've heard of this, but I don't know much about it here.
Today I learned things about it. Somebody put this link, just this headline, in a movie Discord I'm in, and we were talking about it. Christopher Lloyd and Rachel Lee Cook to star in Spirit Halloween, the movie. That's right. Spirit Halloween, those Halloween stores that pop up for 2 months in what used to be another store. They're in like an abandoned Kmart or something, you know, with the orange logo, with the Grim Reaper reaching out for you. That, the film. That, the cinema experience. The movie's apparently already wrapped production. This is in the can.
Interesting.
It's been filmed. And the description is, when a new Spirit Halloween store appears in a deserted strip mall, 3 middle school friends who think they've outgrown trick-or-treating make a dare to spend the night locked inside the store on Halloween. But they soon find out that the store is haunted by an angry, evil spirit who has possessed the creepy animatronic characters. The kids embark on a thrilling and spooky adventure in order to survive the night and avoid becoming possessed themselves.
That's kind of wild. It's just like Night at the Museum, but what if Spirit Halloween instead? Which is honestly great.
Different kinds of mummies. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. I don't think I knew Christopher Lloyd was in on this one.
I wonder if he will play an animatronic. If he will play the owner of the store, if he will play this Grim Reaper from the logo,
that's
unclear.
What I was thinking if he is like the crypt keeper kind of thing, like yeah, like the picture that they have of him here on this website that we're looking at on the video version. Like he has the like long gray hair. He has his like wild smile in a weird.
Yeah, this is him from Back to the Future too.
Right,
he's wearing a clear tie.
Right, but like it in a weird way almost reminds me of that like Tales from the Crypt Keeper character with like the matching gray hair there. I don't know. I could see something like that. I wonder if he is the Grim Reaper, Christopher Lloyd.
This is a wild. It's wild that this takes place inside a specific branded store that only exists for 2 months out of the year, not even year round.
Yeah.
But the actual plot of the movie is like very standard stuff. Reminds me of the Goosebumps movie from a couple years ago.
Sure.
Seems like we need these. We need middle school level scares. We need young adult spooky films. I'm happy this will be out there for that audience. I will probably rent it. I'm certain I will see Spirit Halloween the film.
Indeed. Let me ask you this. So I don't know what they're doing with the film, like exactly how like will the costumes be possessed? Are there ghosts in this? That like who if the costumes in the store could somehow help you, it'll like imbue you with these
they will aid
spirits
me
of
wow
the costumes that you are putting on, right? What costumes would you want to wear to survive a night in Spirit Halloween? A haunted night in Spirit Halloween.
Austin Powers.
Okay.
Of course, it's not. None of these are real costumes. I'm not dressed as Austin Powers. Right, I'm dressed as a groovy spy.
Okay.
Correct, baby.
There you go. There you go. I remember when we did our like you posed the question of like what is your Spirit Halloween costume, and I think I went for the like Christian Slater Mr. Robot like nerd dad. I don't remember what we called it, but like
no, this is what it was. If the characters we talked about that year on the review show on the reactor core and things, if they were generic costume in a bag Spirit Halloween costumes and you couldn't call them the real name, what were they? And we talked about a Christian Slater and Mr. Robot costume that's just like a very flimsy version of his hat and jacket in a little bag labeled Hack Dad.
Hack Dad, yeah. See, I feel like if I could be Hack Dad, then I could like hack into the security systems of the store, like open up the doors, look at the security tapes to like figure out where the hauntings were taking place, and I could mastermind some stuff, mastermind our escape that way. But you have to go with like a generic like bright red Italian plumber. Right, you have to just like to be able to jump high and like do all of that stuff, or like adventuring like Indiana, like a knockoff Indiana Jones style thing.
It's me, Colorado Smith.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, I would love to see all of these like knockoff versions.
I hope they lean into it. I hope so.
I hope so. That would be wonderful.
My question to you is, what other obscure store should have a film set in and about it?
Okay. It has to be one of the like defunct stores now. It has to be like Blockbuster, right?
It's time for Blockbuster,
to
the
get its own
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Yes, exactly. We need Blockbuster, the Blockbuster. That's what we need. Like, I mean, if they can make an entire movie about emojis, they can make one about Blockbuster.
Radio Shack. I want I want Radio Shack to be a Halt and Catch Fire style TV show.
This week on Radio Shack.
Oh yeah, they have that, or like Babbage's or Comp USA.
Toys R Us. We and it has to be the like Toy Story style, like the all the toys come to life kind of thing. That would be interesting. I
would love a movie where Jeffrey is real, and like Jeffrey's always been real. Like how you see a Santa in a mall and that's Santa's
thriller.
Well, like you see a Santa in a mall, that's Santa's helper. The real Santa's up in the North Pole. Every like costume character Jeffrey who appears at a Toys R Us opening ribbon cutting ceremony, those are Jeffrey's helpers. There is a Jeffrey somewhere. He invents the toys. He's got a whimsical workshop, just a tall workshop for a tall giraffe.
Yeah, interesting. I could also see in a similar way that Kevin Smith did like Mallrats. What if it's that mixed with Toy Story? So it is like the toys coming to life in the mall, like going into Radio Shack and building some device to like do this, and then they go to Claire's and get their disguises and makeovers, and they need to infiltrate someone else.
I thought you were going to say the way Kevin Smith did Tusk, some guy he turns another guy into a Jeffrey.
And that too. What if that could be like
we could have either
tragic backstory of these animatronics that are there? The first one was not actually animatronic, right? God, yeah, you could. Yeah,
a witch placed you under a spell.
A horror story thing. Yeah, it could be a heist. It could be an escape movie. It could be.
I like the idea of a heist.
Mm-hmm.
A heist, but it's not in like. It's not for like a famous jewel in a museum. It's just for like a case. We're just gonna heist case.
It's like somehow there has to be like is there a store that is in the mall that is more coveted and more like locked down, that like maybe they're just trying to steal an Auntie Anne's cinnamon pretzel, like that's all it is.
Yeah, we're not here for any of the electronics.
Somehow like locks that store up extra tight, so none of the like characters like the toys in the mall has seen what's in there, but they know it smells good, right?
So we can only smell, we can't see. There must be some treasure there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
some good food, the food of the gods.
I think the ideal defunct business to make a movie about are the Best stores that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We talked about Best in that they had all these really unique buildings for their shopping centers. The Best was
not to be confused with Best Buy.
Different. I don't know what you do about the Best Buy movie, but Best was a catalog company in the mid-century that also, to support its catalog sales, had these showrooms you would go to, and you would see all the products in real life, and you could buy some of them there, or just go in, look around, and then know specifically what you wanted to get out of the catalog later. And these showrooms were so architecturally interesting. Like they had trees planted in the middle of the store, or they had like the front of the building just like raise up like it was an entirely separate plane, separate from the building itself.
Yeah.
There was the building that was clear, and like they had like plaster versions of like the items inside on the outside, so you can go to like a grayscale like model of a bicycle on the opposite side of a window leading into the store where you get a real bicycle.
Interesting.
I want a movie set in there. I want it to feel like Punch Drunk Love or something. I feel like a Paul Thomas Anderson movie is the vibe we're getting, where it's just a small slice of life social drama about the people who work in a Best, but it's just set in this very surreal store.
That could be fun. I like the surrealness of all of that stuff. Or like what's the director's name? Just did The French Dispatch.
Oh, Wes Anderson.
I was like, Paul Thomas? No, that's not the right
Different
one.
Anderson. There's many.
Yeah, Wes Anderson, which, by the way, I don't think I mentioned, but I watched The French Dispatch 2 weeks ago now, 2.5 weeks ago. Really good, really weird,
incredible,
really long. Incredible, yeah, great movie.
Such a technical achievement. The French Dispatch, awe-inspiring. I watched it twice.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, there's all sorts of directions you could go in with these stores. But yeah, I'd love to see Blockbuster or KB Toys or like an old like FYE like for your entertainment.
Yeah, Suncoast, Sam Good.
Yeah. something like that would be interesting. Like it could be if you want to go the more serious route. I think it would be a story about like the decline of those stores.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of a bummer. Um, so yeah, like I would love to like see stuff about like hauntings of those stores, or someone gets
Yeah.
trapped in there and for some reason the mall is closed down for a long weekend and they have to spend 3 days in Sam Goody, right? And they're
A haunted
surviving off of the checkout counter, like snacks and candy, and they're on this like sugar high music trip,
just eating
like,
those tiny Pringles cans.
right? Yeah,
Haunted
exactly.
Mall is what I'm all about. I just set an entire movie within a store. I love retail spaces. I'm fascinated by retail spaces. They're very comforting and very odd and surreal and striking all at the same time. I'd love a movie set entirely within a store. I don't even care what store it is.
Yeah.
Just 98 minutes of a store, please.
I if they go that route, I would love to see a very like hectic store where like
oh my God.
that where it's not only typically busy, but it like there's something dramatic that happens that day.
It's Uncut Gems, but they never leave the jewelry store.
It's exactly. It's that mixed with Birdman. So it's just one like long shots as they're like following the manager as he like walks and does all of that as he does all of that stuff. But it's not just a like slice of life. Here's a typical day. Like, what if like in the midst of this, like the store gets held up, right? And there's like the tension and drama of all of that stuff, or like a store like to like something that happens like down in a part of the mall that they can't really tell. So it is this like Rashomon style. You only hear about what's happening from other people that like have like run by for shelter. I don't necessarily want to go for like school mall shooting kind of thing. I think that might be a little bit too intense. But
no, it should be something like that's chaotic but like relatively low stakes. Like there's just a bird loose in the mall.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. It's something like that would be really fascinating to see. But who knows? Who knows? Indeed. I think I'm all pop cultured out for this week. So
I feel good.
Yeah, it's been good to get back on a podcast that I know is working, and my computer works. I have my full setup now. The one thing I can't figure out, my headphones won't connect to Bluetooth anymore. And I haven't figured out. Yeah, I guess I haven't really tried to connect another Bluetooth device to my computer to see. But I haven't figured out if it's my headphones or if it's my computer that somehow something got bumped in the move or who knows what. But I have to plug them in, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
You need to be free.
I need to be free. I could have gotten that remote to turn on the Whatnauts side, but oh well. Oh well, I'm stuck here for now. But yeah, I think that is about it for this week of the Captain's Log. So Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT. And listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, show where me and my brother Jams talk about weird old kids shows you feel like only you remember.
You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. And if you guys want to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So please go like, share, and subscribe. That would help us out a ton. You guys know the deal with all of that. But yeah, That's it for number 184 of the Captain's Log. We will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.